So here I am, yeah, on the Triumph Thruxton, just running it in, just doing odd journeys here and there. Yeah, I thought I'd have the camera going and just see how it goes. I'm obviously still learning about it, things that I've noticed so far. So, you know, if we think in terms of the T120 as the starting point and it being the platform, this feels absolutely nothing like the T120. This reminds me of a track bike. Yeah, it's solid, stiff. Yeah, I know it's new and I haven't adjusted the suspension or anything since I bought it, because I want to get a few hundred miles on it just to get everything loose and moving. It's not quite like the Royal Enfields, I don't think. I think everything's sort of a bit freer to start with, but nonetheless, what I want to do, I want to just leave it as it is, and then I'll start tweaking it, maybe softening it up a bit, I don't know. But I haven't had an opportunity to ride it. Well, I could have gone out in the snow or the ice or the rain, but I chose not to. No, I chose to keep it safely tucked up in the garage. And bizarrely, despite being covered in snow yesterday, I mean, look at it today. Just bizarre. No sign of it whatsoever. Nothing at the side of the road, nothing lurking in the shade. Bizarre, but it is cold. I can tell you that, it is cold. So when I get to these traffic lights, if they're red, I think I'll be putting my heated gloves on. I'm not going to have time. Huh. So what am I going to do with it in terms of extras and things? I'm not sure yet. One thing that I do need to get, obviously it's already got the rear foot pegs on and the grab rail, and I do have a twin seat for it, which I need to collect because I couldn't carry it back obviously when I collected the bike, but also I need to get some bobbins for the back. Oh, it smells marvellous. Just got a whiff of that warm engine. The tyres on it are really good, yeah. I'm really pleased about that. Of course, I'm running it in no more than 4,000 revs, and at 4,000 revs it's doing about 80 miles an hour in neutral wind. Into the headwind this morning it was doing about 75 with the wind behind, a tad over 80, yeah. So that's not too shabby, is it, for running in speed? Of course, when you're running in, I like to, anyway, I'm not sure whether you're supposed to, I like to vary the revs and use the gearbox, get it up and down. I don't like to sit at one speed for too long, but occasionally, you know, it's unavoidable when you're on the A14 and you've got to get somewhere a little quicker. Comfort wise, I haven't found it uncomfortable at all. Been riding about on it all day today and it's just marvellous. The brakes are, you know, considering it's a new bike again, bedding in, pretty damn good. Yeah, I'm quite impressed with them, those Brembos. So yeah, overall very, very pleased with my purchase. Not very pleased with the weather. Tomorrow's forecast to be really good, and guess what? Yeah, I'm busy with Mrs. Tame. It would have been a lovely day. It's going to be 12 degrees. I know 12 degrees, we're not going to know ourselves. It was something like naught the other day, feels like -5. Yeah, ridiculous. And tomorrow's going to be 12. Oh, but you know, I wish you could see my grin on my face, because I'm as happy as a sandboy. Yeah, I don't know what that means even, but I remember hearing people say it. Someone who likes playing in sand, I guess. I used to like playing in sand as a kid, and then when I was older, I used to like sand for a bit of sandblasting. Yeah, ha. I've got it just in road mode right now, mainly for economy, because I'm trying to see how many miles to the gallon it does. And bearing in mind it spent a lot of time stood still. At the moment it's on 48 miles to the gallon. I reckon I'll get nearer 60, riding sensibly and consistently. I need to reset it, I guess, just to find out, but I'm not that worried. I've said before, when there was that shortage of fuel and Stuart was on about, Uncle Stu that is, was on about doing slipstreaming and things like that for economy. Dangerous game to play, if you ask me. But anyway, what I was I forgot what I was going to say now. Yeah, I'm not bothered about the economy. You know, I ride my bike, I enjoy it, and I fill it up when it needs filling up, and this tank doesn't hold a huge amount. I would have liked it to hold more, and maybe been slightly bigger, but it holds enough. And of course, this is the problem. Cars, and I'm running in, so I can't really overtake them. I probably could give it a quick blip, but again, now we're in the speed limit, so I couldn't. But I'm quite happy sat here, running it in. It is very smooth. If I had to liken it to anything, it reminds me when I was a kid. My dad had a garage, so we were quite lucky with some of the cars we got to drive, and I was lucky enough to drive stuff like Bentleys and Jaguars. And I remember the first time I got in a Jaguar, and it felt like silk. Yeah, it did. I think at the time I probably had a Austin Princess or something. I don't know. No, I didn't. I had a Alfa Sud, which was also a marvellous car. But yeah, the first time I got in a Jaguar, it feels like I could get on this and go across continents. You know, do real long touring. Yeah, Bentley Continental of motorbikes. That's what it feels like. Yeah, people go on about, you know, like the Tiger and the BMW GS for going across continents, but of course the big touring cars were sporty, weren't they? You know, you think of the Porsche, is it the Panamera or something like that? Lovely car, family car, built for going fast. Oh, get down the gears. Yeah, and of course, you've got to be able to ride them in town and in traffic, and this is just fine for me. I love it. It just, everything seems so easy and reassuring. The brakes are red hot. Front one, when you pull it, you have to, it seems like you pull it quite a long way, but it's solid when you get there. Once you get the feel and you pull harder, and you stop on a sixpence. What I'm going to do, I think, is overtake this van, because I don't like looking at nothing. So there you go, watch this car. Yeah, and I'll get the visor shut now. I have got a new helmet, which I was going to do a little video about. I haven't used it yet. I haven't got it set up for the camera, but I need to do that as well. So yeah, so the Triumph Thruxton 1200RS been running, and so far no hitches whatsoever, no regrets whatsoever. Just enjoying it. Someone said about what constitutes a naughty bike, and for me, any bike can be a naughty bike if it encourages you to be naughty. And someone mentioned about Bertie being horrified if he saw me on the Triumph 765. Yeah, but he wouldn't, because quite frankly he's the naughtiest, cheekiest bike of them all. Yeah, he's naughty in a different way. He doesn't care what the road is. He doesn't care whether it's a road at all. He'll just go there. And to me, that's been a bit naughty, isn't it? Yeah. He's a bit naughty because he makes so much blooming noise. Yeah. Even though it's music, he's not shy on it, is he? Yeah. Marvellous. But I've had a wonderful ride today, and I called in at Orwell Motorcycles, and I was popping in and out of the shop, and there was lots of people stood outside, but there's so many people talking about this Thruxton and taking photos. Yeah, taking photos of it, which is quite something, isn't it? Oh, we've got a boy racer in that Mini in front. It sounds marvellous. I don't know if the microphone will pick it up, I'm a bit too far off, but I just heard it do a little backfire as well. Marvellous. Yeah, so many people look at youths of today with disdain, but I mean, half of it's got to be just jealousy, isn't it? What would you give to be 17 again? Or what would you give to be 17 again with your ability to purchase things now and the freedom that you have now? Oh, did you hear that? It's marvellous, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I think, and I sort of feel sorry for them a bit, because it's not quite the same as it was when we were kids. I think it's important that the motorcycle industry does something for them and actually makes some bikes that are half decent, and at least look half decent, because I've got to be honest, you look at the Honda 125 and it looks terrible, I've got to say. That's what I think. Suzuki, the GSX 125, looks half decent. Kawasaki, not too shabby. But the ones that actually, I think, do the best bikes, they're these Chinese bikes, and they're half the price for a start. I mean, that XSR 125 is marvellous. Triumph Tiger there. But yeah, companies like MASH and Mutter and AJS, they make some marvellous looking classical type bikes, cool bikes, and that's what's cool at the moment, I think. Someone mentioned in a comment about doing a series on naughty bikes for old gits. Yeah, well, we need that, don't we? You know, if I was younger and I'd had a little bit more money, without a shadow of a doubt, I would have got the 1200RR, and I would have probably lost my license. Not that the Thruxton RS is slow or anything. You know, it's got some grunt. Obviously I can't use it right now, but that 1200 is something else. I mean, even the 765, it's got a quick bike and you can use all that power, but next to the 1200, it'd leave it for dust. It would. Maybe not down the back roads, because the back roads are levelers for everything, aren't they? Yeah, you could, if you've got a little 250 or 300 down the back roads, if you can ride, yeah, because on a big bike you're all accelerating and braking all the way, whereas on the 300s and stuff like that, that 400 Kawasaki, what a marvellous bike that'd be, Ninja 400, because you wouldn't be on the brakes so much. Yeah, well, that's just my thoughts, but there you go. So anyway, so I'll say ta-ta now, and ride safe. Hope you have a good day. Ta-ta.